Hey y'all, it's Jennelle.
And this is Ashley. Welcome to Loving in Reality.
On this podcast, we review TV shows that are focused on the big L word.
That's right. Love, dating, marriage, and all the drama in between.
All right, y'all, so grab your favorite drink.
And let's get into this reality tea.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're back with a review of Married at First Sight, episode 9. Like we say every week, these couples definitely know how to bring it and bring the drama. They got a lot of stuff going on.
And it's a different couple doing it each week.
Right. Maybe we should start this week on a little bit of a lighter note and start with Steve and Noi. I just, they're doing well now.
They are. They bounced back from their little big argument.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really have an argument.
No, it was just really bad communication. Like Steve was saying, unhealthy communication.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Noi learned a lot from that when she was having that discussion with the girls when they were getting their nails done.
Yeah.
Her talking about how much she saw that her actions hurt him kind of made her rethink some things. So that's good. Maybe she was able to grow from that and kind of mature from that.
And I really think the way he approached it is what helped her see that.
Yeah,
he was understand.
I mean, he's an excellent communicator. Like he knows how to articulate himself well. He knows how to get what he's saying across in a way that the person he's talking to will understand it.
Yeah, he remained so calm, didn't raise his voice once. There was no tone.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, like you were saying before, like you can talk to someone unhealthy without raising your voice. Like he just knows how to talk.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
Yeah, I commend him on that because when you're upset, that's kind of hard to do sometimes.
Yeah, because what she did was definitely not okay.
Yeah, she did a lot. She didn't talk to him for 24 hours, posting on social media kind of like subliminal messages. Yeah. That was not cool at all. But he definitely kept it level-headed, so that's good. He's definitely the sturdy one, I feel, in the relationship. Like there's always like that one person that kind of like holds it together and like reels the other person in, in some relationships. Sometimes it alternates between the two people, but I definitely feel like he's it right now.
Yeah, and I'm glad we took a break from talking about him and his work situation.
Yeah, maybe he finally gave her some insight, and maybe that's why she hasn't brought it up anymore. Because I told you, I was like, one day she's just gonna stop talking about it, and I feel like that's because off camera he might have showed her something or showed his accounts or something where she's like, oh, okay.
I think after he got her all the way right, she was like, let me be quiet.
Or that. What do you think about him saying I love you though?
I was a little surprised, especially after what happened. I thought maybe he would be a little hesitant, but it was sweet. It was a sweet moment, the way he went about doing it.
Yeah, how he recreated the picnic where she was first having those feelings. I did think it was kind of surprising as well because, I mean, she was like 3 days in, he's staying at 3 weeks in. But how he was acting, like it's so hard for him. Like, it's so hard for me to fall in love. Like, I can't. It's 3 weeks, Steve. It's not that hard, obviously.
Well, I also didn't think it was that hard for him when he said he's been in 5 serious relationships, all of which he was in love.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. So I don't know why he was acting like all hard about it.
I don't know.
But I think it was the adventure date that she created that really got to him.
That was, they were super sweet and cute this episode. That scavenger hunt was very thoughtful.
Yeah. Right up his alley.
Yeah, and I know that took a lot of work.
And I think he appreciated it.
Yeah, I think he liked that he saw her effort after what she did. Yeah. She acknowledged that she was wrong and she's, trying to do right.
Yeah. Hopefully they're able to continue that. Like, not saying they're going to be perfect, But
Right.
having those discussions after, a situation or something happens and being able to bounce back from that, that's what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah. Bravo to Steve and Noy this episode. Bravo.
And then we have Lindsay and Mark, who also, I guess, were able to bounce back from the bowling alley incident.
It was very hard for me to watch their scenes knowing what Lindsay said last week.
I know, and that's what I'm saying, because it's like, he doesn't know what she was saying.
Yeah, I was like, y'all, this just feels wrong. Production, this feels wrong.
Right, because I would be embarrassed if I was him, but I don't think she even thinks there's anything wrong with what she was saying.
It doesn't seem like it.
Like, she doesn't feel bad, or I felt like I would even have told him. I was like, okay, I said these things when I was mad.
Right, it's gonna come out. You knew you were mic'd up, Lindsay.
I don't know. I just can't get with Lindsay. She talks too much. And when I say like she talks too much, I'm saying like she tells too much of your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to tell her anything.
Yeah, even on the after show, the last after show, where she was talking about, oh, he's been a side piece and, I was like, oh my God, Lindsay, why are you always telling this man's business? What about your business?
Right. Yeah,
I would never want to tell her anything. What did Jasmina say? She was like, there's the floor and there's Lindsay going towards it or something she said. I was like,
I remember her saying that, but I mean, that sounds about right.
I was like, why? Why would you? That was like information nobody even asked for.
Nobody needed to know that.
Can't get with it.
Their little dinner was funny to me.
The sushi?
No, the one before that, when they were at home. How was your day? Fine.
Oh.
What'd you do? Work.
I think she was getting mad how Mark was not feeding into it at all. She wanted him to be like, what's wrong? Why are you being short? Blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, oh, okay.
I'm going to salt my food. And put so much salt on that plate.
But production was killing me with the sounds of the plates hitting the fork.
Yes.
I was like, ugh. Why?
That dinner was so funny to me.
Why did they amplify that sound?
Right.
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, that discussion didn't go too well.
No, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, Lindsay, like you said, she has no remorse, and you could see it during that dinner.
I mean, she's always talking about how Mark needs to be so, reflective and introspective, and he needs to be honest with himself. And I'm like, girl, look in the mirror.
Yeah. And she's saying that he needs to earn her now, as though she needs to change nothing.
Right. I mean, I feel like she's just feeling appreciated because of all these things that she did, and he should be jumping over mountains because how she's taking care of this and taking care of that and blah, 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 and yada, yada. But it's like, that's fine and dandy. Like, he said, I appreciate you taking care of the cats and taking care of my mom, but I'm not feeling what I need to feel from you. Like, she's condescending. Basically, she's mean.
She is mean.
She is. I wouldn't say bossy, but I don't know, bossy, demanding something. Like, she doesn't just let him be himself. And I feel like that's what he has a problem with. Like, I can't just be me with you. There's always, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. Yeah. That can be exhausting.
Yeah, and it seems like she's wanting words of affirmation from him.
Right.
But he just can't give them. I don't think that he can.
No, I don't think he
feel any of what she's wanting to hear.
Yeah. I mean, aside from him being grateful, and that's the only thing he'll say. He's like, well, I'm grateful for you doing this and I'm grateful for you doing that. But outside of him being grateful for her actions, he's not really got much to say.
Yeah.
But they do well when they're not around other people.
They do. Yeah, like the sushi dinner.
Yeah, and the batting cages.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was a cute date.
His problem is just how she behaves in public. Like, he just doesn't want to, like I said, be apologizing for his wife. He doesn't want, to people to be like, hey, Mark, go get your wife. Or, saying these things about how she's acting out of pocket. She's being rude and all this other kind of stuff. He wants to be able to go out with other people and just have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely embarrassed. I don't think last week was the best example because I really think he could have had her back a little bit more in that moment. But yeah, in other settings, he's definitely been embarrassed when she's been out of pocket.
I feel like last week at that point where she said something to Katina, he was already annoyed by how she was acting before that with interrupting Steve and talking over people and all this other kind of stuff. I feel like everybody, including him, was just annoyed at that point. So when that happened, he was just like, ah.
But what'd you think about his apology at the sushi dinner?
I feel like Mark is a nice guy, so I feel like he feels bad for making her feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his intention. He doesn't want to make her feel bad. So,
it was really sweet and sincere and genuine. I wish Lindsay would have taken that moment to also apologize. Because did she apologize?
No, she doesn't. I don't feel like she feels that she needs to.
Yeah. I didn't understand why she didn't there.
I don't know.
That would have been a red flag for me. Another one.
I feel like Mark has a lot of red flags. I feel like he sees a lot of red flags. But if
another one added to the list.
But if he brings them up, it's a problem to her. Like, oh, you're not grateful for all these things. I was like, just because you do something nice for me doesn't excuse your behavior for being or doing these other things. And I feel like that's what she thinks.
Yeah. And she takes no accountability of her actions, it seems like.
It's like you walk up to me and you slap me and he'd be like, oh, but I made you dinner yesterday. What does that got to do with what? That's what it seems like.
I'm going to need Lindsay to get it together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she will.
I just feel like they have the potential to be a good couple if she would just calm down. Calm down, girl.
And stop saying things to be hurtful.
Oh, yeah, she really has to stop that. She did it when they were having dinner that one night, the awkward dinner. When she was like, your life is in shambles. He was like, no, it's not. And he said, you really need to come to terms with that.
Yeah. Like, but then when he said something about her, she's like, that's a low blow. Oh, and he didn't even say anything bad. He said, I feel like there's good down inside you. That's a low blow. But you telling this man his life is in shambles and he needs to get it together, that's not a low blow?
Yeah.
Like, come on, Lindsay.
I don't know. She is going to run this man off. I already see it.
I mean, if decision day was tomorrow, I don't think he would say yes.
Oh, he wouldn't. I don't think he would either.
I mean, she's acting like she wouldn't, but I feel like she would.
I was surprised how well she got along with everyone when they went to get their nails done.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I think she's trying, maybe. Nobody did anything to make her upset either. So it wasn't like there was really, I wouldn't say a reason for her to have said something.
That's true. That's true. I think too, the women were it was probably nice just for them to get together and vent about what's been going on.
Yeah.
They were so frustrated they couldn't even be worried about any pettiness between them.
Yeah, sometimes it feels lonely. Like you're like, man, why are we going through this? Or is there something wrong with us? Or so those types of conversations are good to have. Just so you don't feel alone.
Yeah. Because it can feel that way, especially with the way social media.
It makes it seem
posting the perfect pictures and videos and everything is hunky dory over here.
Yeah, I mean to me that's what social media is. I'm not gonna post like me and my husband got in a fight yesterday and blah blah blah. So I mean, yeah, that's why you have to take it, halfway because they're only gonna post half the story anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark and Lindsay, I still feel the same about them, and I still don't really like Lindsay too much. So,
I was rooting for her because I just wanted her to be a better person. I just don't see it happening.
Not until she takes some type of accountability, ownership.
Yeah.
All the things she's telling Mark to do. Once she starts doing those herself, then maybe.
We got about 5 more weeks. We'll see.
Man, it seems like it's been so long already.
It really does. It's episode 9.
Oh my God.
And it's only like week 3.
They're so exhausting.
Speaking of exhausting, Jasmina and Michael.
Oh my God.
They're getting on my nerves.
I feel like they're both they keep missing each other and I don't understand like Why?
I don't know. See, this episode, Jasmina was bothering me. In the beginning, she was bothering me.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a mixture of two things. One, that just was not even the type of conversation I felt like that Michael should have brought up while they're trying to have like a nice little date.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to have those conversations, that's good. I'm not saying like avoid them, but when you know there's going to be certain conversations that are going to cause tensions to rise, maybe you should plan them. Like, hey, can we talk later on about our communication styles and how we can make it better? Sometimes that helps because both parties are going into the conversation knowing what the conversation's about, kind of knowing the intentions for the conversation. And, you know, it's a little bit better that way than, hey, we're having a nice picnic. Let's talk about our communication sucks.
I don't know. I do understand. I do get that. I don't think that he was wrong to bring it up, though, in that moment, because he didn't do it in like he did it in such a kind way. He was essentially saying, how should I communicate to you?
No, I don't think the conversation was bad. I don't think the conversation was bad. I think they definitely need to have those type of conversations. I just don't know. And he definitely didn't bring it up wrong, but I just knew that it was going to, because I know from what I've seen from them that I felt like it was going to go left. I just didn't think that was a time to have a conversation that had the potential to go left.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It really could have been a good conversation. I honestly think Jasmina took it. She made it go the wrong way.
I feel like, and that's what I'm saying, because of how their communication styles given that topic from day one, when they had the whole conversation about conflict on the honeymoon. From then, obviously, communication, conflict, those types of conversations lead to problems.
Yeah.
So let's have those type of conversations. Let's plan them. Let's come together with this type of mindset first. That's what I feel like when you know a conversation has the potential.
You know it's a sore spot.
Yeah. You know it has that potential. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bring it up on a date. Like I'm trying to do like this nice date. That could have been a time for them to ask different conversations about their lives or their interests or something like some type of bonding type of situation.
Yeah.
Because that's how it started, him trying to buy stuff for the dog and try to teach the dog or get the dog to listen to him. So it's more like, oh, we're bonding. They're bonding over her love for her dog. And they could have, explored more things that they like and how they can connect in that kind of way. Not, well, let's talk about communication problems that we have. And anytime you bring up a problem that you know is a problem, it's going to turn into a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really wish she would have received what he was saying a little bit better, because he really was just saying, how would you like me to communicate to you?
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
She was definitely being a little bit condescending too.
She definitely was.
Like, how do you not know how to communicate?
Yeah,
like,
just talk to me.
Yeah, that's not like he was saying, that's not a productive response at all.
No.
Obviously, I don't know how to communicate to you, and that's why I'm asking you.
It's basic knowledge.
Yeah, she's kind of mean.
Like Jasmina. So this tone that you don't like him having,
she always
has right now.
She really does have it a lot. Even then, when he was like saying that he was raising his voice, remember she said she was raising his voice, and I was like, he is not raising his voice.
Yeah, when she told him to calm down.
So if that is what she's been doing, I can only imagine how frustrating that is, especially when you know that you're not yelling.
Yeah. Yeah, it really makes me think what happened on the honeymoon isn't as big as what she was describing.
Because I was saying that I was surprised if he did raise his voice, because he kind of reminds me of like Steve mostly. Like they're very soft spoken. They're not yellers. He doesn't seem like a yeller. So I've been waiting for this Michael yelling, and then she's telling him, calm down, you're getting your tone. I was like, this is what she's been talking about?
I was like, Jasmina,
I hope this is not what she's been talking about.
I know. Because his voice wasn't raised. But actually, so you know what? Both of their voices were raised because a plane was flying over. Did you see the camera go to the plane?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, when she was like, calm down. Then they went up to the plane that was flying over them.
Oh, I missed that.
They were both kind of talking a little louder, but they had to.
Yeah. I mean, just like he was saying, I might be having a tone or whatever, because right now I'm frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to ask you, how can I communicate with you better? And you're saying just talk.
Yeah.
And he brought up a good point when he said about the backgrounds. Like, the way that I talk, obviously, I feel like is fine, because this is how I grew up speaking. This is how we spoke to each other in my household. And you're telling me that this is not okay. So I'm asking you, if this is not okay, what would you like? Telling me just talk ain't helping.
But maybe she just doesn't truly know the answer to that question. I don't know.
How would she explain it to her kindergartners?
Well, no, we don't want her talking to him like that.
No, I'm just saying, like, she should be able to break it down when the kids are in class arguing. Like, how would you tell them to communicate? Not saying she should talk to him like that, but she should be able to break down concepts. Right. Yeah, I was like, wrong timing. I feel like, and that's the reason why she had that attitude too. I just felt like it was just the wrong, wrong thing around. I felt like he was good. I give him good for taking initiative and bringing up the conversation, but maybe they should schedule that type of conversation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I see that, especially given that it's very touchy for them.
Yeah, but they did have a nice moment at the end. I felt really bad when he started talking about his family. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Yeah, I was surprised that he opened up, especially because the camera was there. I was like, I would think that would be a conversation they had like off camera. Yeah. But I think it might have brought them closer. On the after show, she was saying that she feels like she understands him better and his thought process is a little bit better. So we'll see.
I'm glad he was able to be vulnerable and open with her.
Yeah.
I'll let his walls down some.
And maybe he will continue, like, having that level of vulnerability and then her being warm and welcoming might help him be able to express himself more and open up more and just be more relaxed. I feel like Michael needs to relax. He is so like high strung when it comes to the relationship because he wants it to work. He is always thinking about, okay, like, what can we do better here? How can we fix this? Like, constantly. And I feel like that's why he wasn't even able to enjoy like the little date that they had, because he's thinking like, okay, how can we fix our relationship? How can we make it better? How can we stay together? Like, I'm like, Michael, chill out. Drink some of that wine.
I will say I give him A for effort. But he does need to chill out a little bit because you don't want to overdo it. Because there are some men who would just sit back and not put in any work.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's stressing himself out. Like you know, like when you self-sabotage because you're trying so hard, and it's like very good that he wants to make it work, but at the same time he needs to let a little bit of the relationship flow instead of trying to control like every little thing.
Yeah, just let it breathe a little bit. It'll be all right. But I was also in that moment wondering how Jasmina would respond to him being vulnerable, because sometimes she's very hard to read.
She seems kind of cold.
Yeah, and she can be just her facial expressions. But she was so sweet in that moment. The way she moved in closer to him, was rubbing his leg, and I was like, oh, okay. Because usually when I see them on screen, I'm like, ugh, like their chemistry has just been off lately.
She's not very affectionate.
No, she's not. But in that moment, I was like, okay, right. Starting to have some positive feelings about you too again.
Maybe that has something to do with her having long distance relationships where it's like that day-to-day affection was not there.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't know. I just thought about that. But at least she didn't laugh like when he was talking about how he got beat up. Oh, yeah. I was like, dang.
She responded well to that moment.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. 1 minute they're good and the next they're not. So those two are back and forth.
I feel like that's how it is when you're trying to learn each other, really. Even people that have been married, they have those seasons where it's like, I know we struggled, me and my husband struggled with communication. I even talked to you about it, and I was like, I don't understand. Why can't we just talk to each other?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like, couples go through different phases of whatever. But I feel it's just so condensed for them. It's kind of hard.
It's very condensed. Emotions are high.
Yeah.
But that was them. I'm glad they ended on a very cute note.
Yeah, that was good.
Jasmina's gym.
That was funny.
Yeah. I like that.
He was like, I'm not doing that. Like, what?
Well, she didn't know what I was like, well, Jasmina, what is happening here? Do you not know how to exercise?
She didn't know what any of the equipment was even for. No. She was just like, so we're going to use these like this. Like,
I thought she was kidding, but she seriously does not know what to do with those.
I was like, dang, I wish I can look like that without having to exercise a day in my life. But
yeah, she looks good.
She don't even know what a lunge is. Like, what?
No.
I was like, dang.
That was too funny. She had a cute workout outfit on, though. That's too funny. People who don't work out will have the cutest workout clothes. Where are you going? Not to the gym?
Exactly. Running errands.
Right.
Be like, Lord, it's me again. I see what you're doing for other people.
Oh, man. Oh, also, her dog is really cute. Reminds me of Dee Dee's dog.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about, your sister's dog.
Yeah, my niece, Callie. Shout out to Callie. I miss her.
Follow her on Instagram.
Mini Golden Callie.
But yeah, it was a cute dog. He wouldn't listen to Michael.
Oh, that was cute.
It was funny when he showed the dog the treat. That's when he listened.
So cute. Let's see who's next.
I mean, the last ones, they was wild in this episode.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what. I was like, what?
The faces I was making anytime he popped up on the screen and opened his mouth. I
feel like there's just so much to say.
Apart from the beginning when they were on the show. So we see a clip of them arguing the night of the housewarming, right? And he's saying, you get upset about things that don't really matter.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't
what
understand.
What does that have to do with anything?
I didn't I was like, what was this about?
Yeah, and then we show like the clip of them talking about how she didn't want to clean.
Yeah. I was so confused. I was like, so what was the argument about? Were they just trying to show us that they argued the night before? Is that
maybe?
Because y'all could have just said that, because I don't know what that was about.
That added nothing. It just made me confused.
I was like, okay. Because it started with, them cooking. They were cooking breakfast. And then she was like, oh, I'm glad we're able to cook because we argued last night. They could have ended it at that, because I don't know what that clip was supposed to show us.
Right. It added nothing. It gave us no additional information.
And then, I don't know, Olajuwon is...
Yeah, I was so confused. I'm like, wait, are you mad because she didn't feel like cleaning late at night after y'all had just hosted your friends and family?
I was like, why does this man seem so exhausted? Like, when they were with the guys, he just seemed so exhausted.
He was getting on my nerves so bad. Who cares if she doesn't want to clean right now? And actually, she did offer to clean half of the floor, but she offered to clean. Like, y'all gonna compromise there.
I'm mad she said half of the floor.
I know, but she was probably tired.
Yeah, I can understand that she would have been tired. I don't understand his comment either about this whole you didn't do anything because your friends brought the food, and I'm like,
I don't know what.
That's not wife level. I'm like, no, you're right. That's not wife level. That's boss level. Because she delegated what needed to be done.
Exactly.
So she didn't have to do it herself. That's boss level.
It was very odd. I didn't like the way he was talking to her, throughout the episode. But that morning, he was talking to her like he was her dad. Like, it was like, if I say it's time to clean, then it's time to clean. That was the attitude he had. I was like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, if I'm tired, if it's, the house is a mess, like, I can understand, okay, we won't have nobody come over. You don't want nobody to come over to a dirty house. That's cool. I wouldn't either. But in this very moment right now, I'm tired. So I'll clean tomorrow.
Exactly. We'll do it in the morning. And I understand I don't really like to go to bed either when like dishes are in the sink or there's a mess. But you can't expect her to be the exact same way.
Right.
You know, if you want to clean up, go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Yeah. But this whole wife thing that he has, this whole
oh my God.
like wifely, not a wife. You need to show me you can be a wife. Okay. There are couples who have this whole dynamic that the wife cooks and cleans. That's what they want to do in their marriage. I'm not saying that's wrong. That's them. But the thing is, the key word here is them. They have agreed that that's what they would like to do in their marriage. Okay, that's cool. That does not mean that the woman is now being valued only because she cooks and cleans.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what Olajuwon equate a wife's value to.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Because at first I was like, okay, he wants a wife that can cook and clean. Katina seeming like she wanted to step into that role. So I was like, that's cool. If that's what they decide they want to do, then that's what they want to do. But then his lack of patience, like if I'm telling you, this is not my norm. I'm not a cooker cleaner type person, but this is something that we've agreed that I was like, hey, that sounds good to me. I like taking care of my man. Some people like being like, I like taking care of my man. I like making sure he has a home cooked meal. I like making sure it's clean, blah, blah, yada, yada. That's fine. But if she's saying I'm trying to learn how to do all these things, who are you to be like, that's not good enough?
Yeah.
Like, why is that her value to you? First of all, you need to change the way that you think of marriage to begin with, because this whole new idea of what do you bring to the table type of stuff is ridiculous to me. Because marriage is more than, oh, what do you bring to the table? I can do this, this, and this. But while Olajuwon is listing off, I got a house, I got my student loans done, and blah, blah. That's good for you. That doesn't make you more of an adult than me.
Yeah. He just said he seems to have very rigid thinking about what marriage is.
Right.
You know, it's very archaic too. It's like, sir, it's 2022.
Yeah.
You know, like marriage, this is a partnership nowadays.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I said, this whole what do you bring to the table is done because it's marriage, not a competition. Marriage is about companionship. It's about, complimenting each other, not trying to one up each other. It's about love, comfort, support, inspiration, motivation, a confidant. This is what your partner should be.
But he doesn't want a partner. He wants someone to serve him.
But like I said, there's relationships that are like that. There's relationships that, well, I don't know about following the instructions. I don't know. There are some women that are like that. But like I said, I'm not going to knock any woman that wants to be that for their man. That's fine. And it seems like Katina was actually excited about cooking, learn to cook. Like she's telling him, I want to do these things. I want to try to do these things. And he's just like, that's not good enough. You need to already be there.
Yeah.
You need to already be doing this. You need to already know what I want. That's ridiculous.
It really is. Like his expectations to me are just very unrealistic.
Yeah.
Very unrealistic. Like this woman is not your servant. She is not here to serve you solely.
Her wanting to do those things for you is just a bonus. Exactly. Not a requirement. Or it shouldn't be a requirement. It shouldn't be you dictating her life. That's not what that is. If she's saying, I want to do these things for you because I care about you, then that's how that works.
Yeah. Oh, it was bothering me so bad. And just kind of like belittling the things that she has done.
I think it was just belittling like her as a partner. Like I said, it's more than just cooking and cleaning. And I guess if they have kids, taking care of the kids, it's more than that. Like it's that support. It's your person, your motivator, your confidant, the person that you enjoy with, the person you enjoy life with, the person that you have fun with, the person you go on adventures with. That's what that is. So I'm not
Olajuwon.
I don't know. Like I'm so confused. And her ability to cook has nothing to do with her being a woman or not either.
He just, who raised you? It's very confusing how he turned out to be this way. But he kept asking her, like, what is your definition of a wife? Did you ask her what her definition of a husband is?
Exactly.
You're over here complaining about how she hasn't been there for you, how she's not cooking enough, cleaning enough, how you have to babysit her, essentially. Have you asked her at all if she's happy? Have you asked her what she needs from you?
Exactly.
You know, like this is just all about him. And how he's not having his needs met.
Yeah. And like I said, even if that was her definition of a wife, even if that was like, yeah, this is what I want to do as a wife, bro, y'all just got married.
Yeah.
She's trying to do these things because she wants to.
Not because you're telling me to.
Right. She wants to do these things for you. You should just be appreciative in that she's trying to do these things for you. You can't be like, oh, that's not good enough. You need to already be here. Are you already the husband that she wants?
Exactly. He acts like he's perfect.
Are you already fulfilling, all the things that she dreamt her husband to be?
Right. Are you meeting her expectations?
Exactly. But she's not being like that towards him.
At all.
She's very patient with him, especially when it comes to his like off the wall ADHD, whatever is the stuff that he be doing and all this other kind of stuff. She's like, okay, that's him. I'm patient. She tells him some things like, you need to calm down. She was patient with him while he was talking about with the horses in the gym, like the way that he, does all these other different types of things. She's like, I want you to be more comforting for me. And she's trying to teach him these things, but he can't allow her to learn how she wants to step into this role that she wants to be as a wife.
Yeah. And I haven't really seen her speak up much since that episode on the horses. And I feel like that's just because she was scared to death on that horse. She hasn't really spoken up since then.
On the after show, Jasmina actually said something about that. And she was like, I know it seems like Katina don't speak up because of the way that the filming is, but she does, is what Jasmina says.
But Jasmina made it seem like she does that like when they're just talking one-on-one. Not necessarily with him.
I don't know. And it could be the way that she approaches it because she was in an abusive relationship before.
Yeah. Which is another thing. She opened up and shared that with you, and this is how you act?
Exactly. To me, that would have made me more cautious. Like, let me make sure that I'm not doing the same thing. Because it looked like, well, she said he was verbally abusive, right? I'm like, and maybe that's another reason why she's not speaking up, because she's kind of falling back into that pattern of, like she's used to it.
I mean, the way Olajuwon was speaking to her, that is borderline emotional abuse. Maybe not verbal. He's not calling her names or anything, but he was pretty terrible, like belittling her. Like you said, all around. When he was like, I have a house, I don't have loans, you have all those things and you're trying to get to where I'm at. What?
Like, what?
I want you to do these things without me telling you to do them. What is happening right now? What is happening?
Yeah.
Like, at what point, when did he start thinking he was better than her?
I don't know.
Like, where did that come from?
I don't know. And then equating that to mean that he's more of an adult that doesn't make any sense. Because I mean, she's 30 years old. What were you thinking she was doing before you, bro? Living on the street?
I really don't know. You know what? You said she lives with her parents.
I said it seemed like she was staying with her mom at the time.
No, he's wrong. He really is messed up. He really was trying to put her down. I didn't appreciate that.
We don't know the reason why. There's people that stay with their parents to save money. Like, I knew somebody that was in the military, and whole officer in the military, and stayed with his parents, saving a whole bunch of money. I was low-key jealous because I was like, dang, I want to save some money too. That's a lot of money.
That is true. But I just feel like him making that, knowing that she lived at home, I have my own house. I paid all my loans off. You haven't. You know what I mean? That's just.
I mean, but that's like me saying I paid my loans off. Like, yeah, I paid my loans off because it was like $5,000. I should have paid them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much student loans did you have, Olajuwon? We don't know. You trying to flex over how much money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, It sounds good, but I don't know your situation, just like we don't know hers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she hasn't paid her loans off because she had way more than you.
Right.
I mean, he was a football player, right?
Yeah, he did play football in college.
Did he have a scholarship? Did they pay for something? Did they give him a stipend? Like, we don't know your situation. For you to be here acting like you're better than because your student loans are paid off.
Right, but why does it even matter? You know how many people are still paying off their student loans?
Exactly.
30 years old.
Exactly.
That's not uncommon.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah, there was just so many things wrong with that conversation. Like I said,
so many.
Just because he has go ahead.
Making her feel like she has to prove her worth to him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, equating her worth as a woman to her ability to cook and clean does not make any sense.
Prove to me that you deserve to be here. What? Goodbye. I would have got up and left that table and I would have not gone back.
Like I said, that's this whole, I don't know where it comes from. I see it all the time on social media about this. What do you bring to the table as a woman? I'm a man and I pay the bills and blah, blah, blah. What do you bring to the table? I don't know where this came from.
Who's posting that on social media? I don't follow those people.
No, it's like everywhere. I see all these different conversations being had and all this other, what's his name? That Kevin Samuels guy. I don't watch him, but I see people talk about him. And I feel like that's where this whole idea comes from. A marriage is
running around here proving nothing to you.
It's a partnership.
Exactly. This is not just about me meeting your expectations.
Yeah, what I bring to the relationship is me and my love and my companionship and me being you to having somewhere that's there for you, someone that you're a partner. Like, I don't understand how else to describe this, y'all.
Yeah, I really wish people would start viewing relationships as a partnership because that's really what it is.
It's not a business deal.
No, and they're really this unequal balance in the relationship too. Like, I don't know. Just watching him talk, I was just like, what is going on right now? And how many other men out there feel like this?
There's a lot of messed up men out there that feel like that. I think the saddest part of it was the fact that Katina actually had no problem trying to meet those expectations. And he's just essentially telling her, your efforts are not good enough.
Because she didn't clean half the floor one night.
Or it's not cooking home-cooked meals every day or whatever. Doing that stuff. She didn't cook before you.
Right. He's mad because she's not making gourmet meals. Because she's cooking. She is cooking.
Right. That's what I'm saying. She actually wants to. You know how many girls would be like, no. She
definitely would have left.
She wants to do these things. Like sometimes people feel joy. Like, I'm not that. I don't find enjoyment with that. I hate cooking. So I want to cook. I want to do these things. I want to do these things because I know it's going to make you happy. This is me being able to take care of you. But then you're telling me like, oh no, that's not good enough. You don't cook good enough for me. You need to be making me salmon and shrimp and these crazy not crazy, but these meals like you are a 5-star chef. You need to, when I come home, the house needs to be spotless. Like, first of all, she works too. So I'm confused, but I feel like he's just very unappreciative of her actually wanting to do these things. And he's just blowing it off. Like, it's not good enough. That's the worst part of it to me.
And the way he was talking to the men about it.
I feel like they were kind of just like
horribly wrong.
They were kind of confused, looked like to me. They were just, that's why I feel like they weren't really saying that much.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like looking.
Do you think y'all can come back from this?
That was Mark, but I feel like he was just trying to, engage in the conversation. But, cause it's like, what are you complaining about? I think that's what they were thinking. Like, what are you really complaining about here? She's not cooking and cleaning? He was over there like, I'm cooking and cleaning.
Oh my goodness. I just wouldn't even bother trying to move forward with him. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know what she's going to do. I feel like now she's trying to prove that, oh yeah, I can do these things for you. But girl, you shouldn't have to prove that.
I really hope she doesn't. Please don't. be over there bending over backwards to make this man happy, especially if he's not doing the same for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this makes it even sadder because, like, she actually wants to do those things.
Yeah, because she wants to make this work, but
like, she wants to make him happy. I feel like she probably would be happy being a housewife. When she was talking about it before, she seemed like it was exciting to her. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be cooking and cleaning and at home chilling, and she seemed excited about it, but not no more. Not when you're gonna be
your husband talking to you like this.
Yeah, like that's all you're meant to do. Like, that's all I got you for. Like, what?
You talked about those relationships where that is the dynamic in the home. And again, if that's fine, if that's what works for you, but there still needs to be like respect there.
Like I said, there is usually respect there because that's something that they agreed on together. Like I said, as a couple, they have agreed on this and they have discussed this. And the husband finds value in his wife, not just because that's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I wouldn't found value in my husband just because he has a job.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, you gotta, that's not her value to you should not be her cooking and cleaning up your house.
But I think that's just how that is his value for a woman, period. I think that's just how he views it, you know?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what his mom was to him.
Maybe.
And that's just like, maybe she cleaned up after him.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what his expectation is now because that's what he saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I think Jasmina's mom said it in the beginning, that sometimes it can be dangerous when a person grows up without having an example of a successful marriage or that type of dynamic, because their view on it is sometimes unrealistic or skewed.
Mm-hmm.
So if Olajuwon grew up just seeing his mom cooking and cleaning because she had to as a single parent, first of all, then that's what his outlook on, well, this is what my mom did and she's an amazing woman and she made sure she worked and cooked and cleaned and da-da-da-da-da. So now he has this expectation for his wife to be able to do the same thing when not realizing that your mom was doing that because that's what she had to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've seen that before. I've seen that in relationships.
So yeah. But I don't know how that's going to work unless he starts appreciating Katina for who she is. And if he can't do that, then hopefully she'll say no, because that's just not a way to go.
Yeah, watching their scenes was painful for me. I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
And it just seemed like it came out of nowhere.
Right, like
that is what made you upset?
It seems like maybe a slow build.
No, maybe. Yeah.
Because he just seems so exhausted. He seems so exhausted.
Now, I could see because he is going into work every day and it sounds like he is doing some stuff around the house. If she's not like doing anything, yes, that could be frustrating.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then they do need to sit down and talk about how they're going to split up the household duties, because it can't just be all one person.
But I thought he said that she works from home right now.
So he said that she's home right now.
Oh, I could have sworn he said
work.
Oh, I thought he said she works from home right now. And I'm thinking it was because her office is closed, maybe because of COVID, because I know our office just opened up, so we were working from home. So I thought she said she's working from home now, because I thought he said she's working from home right now. What are we going to do when she has to go into work?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I'm sure if she didn't have a job, we would know by now. But yeah, she probably is working from home.
Even if she's working from home, I don't know why people think working from home means that you just sitting and chilling. Like, you still got to work.
That's definitely not the case. Yeah, you are.
You still have to work. Like, you're at an office working. Like, you still got to meet deadlines and you still got to do stuff at a certain time. And freaking, you still got to make sure your light stays on green if you're on Teams. So you still gotta that doesn't mean she's just at home chilling.
But if she is gonna stay in this and try and make it work, I'm gonna need her to speak up a little bit more. And maybe just let him know, okay, let's sit down and talk about splitting up these household duties, what my expectations are as well as yours. And let's do this in a way where we are talking to each other respectfully.
Right. I would love to lead them through this conversation.
Yeah, they definitely need some expert help here.
I don't know. Where the freak is Pastor Cal and Dr. Viviana and anybody, Dr. Pepper, somebody help.
Well, Dr. Viviana will be there next week to start talking to them about sex.
Oh man, those previews, I don't know if they were just taken out of context. Sometimes you can't pay attention too much to the previews because they be pasting things together to make it look like something that is not. But those previews seem kind of harsh.
I really just need to know this Jasmina Michael thing.
Exactly.
Because I've been sitting here thinking every single week, I'm like, is she attracted to this man? And then that statement about him not making her wet, I'm like, no, she attracted to this man.
I was like, wait, is that taken out of context? I don't see. That's what I'm saying. Maybe she was saying, generally speaking. So if a guy is doing this, that's not going to make me wet. You know, you just heard that's not going to get me wet part. I don't know what was said before that.
I know, we really don't, but they want us to think that she was referring to Michael.
Right.
And I already don't think she's really attracted to him. So
I'm trying not to think that. I'm trying to be like, this was just taken out of context. I bet you it was just taken out of context. I know Lindsay's statement wasn't taken out of context because she said that before.
I don't even remember what she said.
She said, oh, this guy is, I'm paraphrasing because I don't know exactly. She was like saying something about Mark being a big personality and blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, so maybe he can match that energy in the bedroom. And she was like, I was wrong or something like that.
Okay, Lindsay. Okay, Lindsay.
And then, of course, Mark, they put the camera on Mark and he's just sitting there with his mouth open and his eyes big like he usually does.
His stunned look, his permanently stunned face.
You know what they didn't show, though, with the sex previews?
What?
Is Steve and Noi.
Oh.
They are very, very adamant about keeping their sex life out of the TV.
They want y'all to see much. I'm surprised we saw them kissing as much as they did on the beach.
That is so funny to me because it just reminds me, every time I think about that, I just think about Johnny and Bao. And basically, that's all Bao was asking for. Mm-hmm. And Johnny was like, that's fake. That's so fake. Oh, that's just, every time I think about that, I'm just like, that's crazy. But yeah.
Next week looks interesting. I wasn't Team Elijah before. I'm definitely not now.
I can't believe it. I'm so disappointed.
I really don't have a favorite couple. I mean, I guess.
Well, you know, I've been down with my boy Steve since day one.
You have. I like individuals on the show. I'm just not a huge fan of the couples.
I like Steve and Noi. They're sometimes like too much. They're too cute. I'm like, oh my God. But I like them.
Yeah. They definitely seem to be the strongest couple right now.
That's because of my boy Steve. He is the glue.
He's not too stressed about nothing because he don't have a job.
Because he got money.
He has all the energy to put towards this relationship.
Well, that's because he worked hard to save money.
I'm just kidding. I really am.
Like, you got money? You got money?
I'm sure he has a very lovely savings.
But yeah. Yep. We'll see how it goes next week. This is going to be interesting. Dr. Viviana always brings in the interesting part. Because she just straight up, like,
it up a little bit.
Her first question is like, so, y'all have sex? But until next time, y'all, I don't know. Let us know what you think about that Olajuwon conversation.
Please let us know. Comment down below. Don't forget to like,
subscribe.
And then tune in next week.
Yep. And we'll see what's happening with the couples next.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.